connect with. It's been a long time since I've actually seen people in person, and the reality is you're not just flat. You're all in 3D, and it's very real when you're actually sitting up on the stage. And I just think it's something that it's so good that we can be here together to celebrate QDN's 20 years. And that 20 years has gone so fast. I know when John said there's some people probably here who weren't here or even born at that time. Absolutely true. Then look around the room and see quite a few of them. But they're on this journey now with us, and I think that what QDN has done over those years is really raise the voice for people with disability, to really let people know, sell that story of what our lives are, and how by telling that story and letting people understand our lives, we actually then can make a difference to the whole community and make a difference on every level, in every area of this state. And I have to say that's one of the things that really makes me want to be involved, and I know it makes you all want to be involved, that we can locally support each other, and then we can across the state support each other. And I think we can also have a very strong voice into the NCIS and into our communities every day. So I'd like to acknowledge and thank John McPherson for the work that he has done over the past 20 years. And I know when I very first started, and I first started when Fran was the CEO. And it was quite an emerging time then for disability. I wasn't born with a disability, and I didn't know if I even wanted to be part of that community because my life was becoming very different. But once I went in with QDN, it was like a friendship of people. And it really encouraged me to think I wanted to do that. I actually wanted to create that change, and I wanted to share my story, like all the people who were sharing their stories with me. And I think that's why that difference was made. And I know John at first was always a voice on the phone. And of some of the meetings we had, there were such interesting topics. They went for a long time, but they were always worthwhile. You always finished that meeting with a real purpose as to what we could do together. And hey, there was always a new project, and there still is. And I reckon QDN would have the biggest guidebook for acronyms in the world. And they sometimes, even in my role, I'm like, what was that program Paige run me about? Oh my goodness, what acronym is that? I have to look back at that email. So if you guys are confused, I don't blame you, I get confused with that as well. And I think that's okay, because it really shows that we are so energized at actually, I think, creating new ideas, thinking outside the box, sharing our struggles and making that difference. Look at what happened with the advocacy work. And Craig's felt it out there. He was there signing and saying, yes, we're going to do it. And JP, you were right too, in the way that you're like, yes, we've got to really do more of that. Because these are ongoing issues, and that's every day. And I know for myself, I'm having issues at the moment, care, and how do we do that best? How do we actually get our transport to work? So lucky that I was able to get here today. But it was a really big struggle. But I've got my two parents down there, not doing any advertising that no one can try and steal them. But Dipla and her sister actually gave up everything that they were going to be doing just so I could be here. Because another girl was sick, so yeah. And then Marie, who drove me here today, literally had to get through an accident, a holdup. She had to work late and come back in very early. So I'm just saying that they are an example of what happens to all of us. And you know, John's work and the work that he's done for 20 years, or a lot more really, I have to say, is just so amazing in the fact that he's lived life with wife support, and he does have his family support, his wife's support, but sometimes still tricky and difficult. But despite that, I don't think he's ever not been there. Really, I'm going to say I'm going to miss his voice on that phone, and his, you know, he doesn't always join via Zoom, but the voice that's there behind his little JM, I'll miss, because that was a voice of lived experience and amazing ability to sort of read and give us so much information that really makes a difference. Yeah. He can give it back in the video.